It's v.h.s.x. What do you mean?
Alright everybody, welcome back. We got another forum video for you guys. And this one's a bit of a funny one. It says, if slugging is not toxic, neither is teabagging. So, if you guys have any brain cells left when playing this game, you'd understand that these two things are not even remotely the same thing. One thing is trying to deliberately taunt somebody looking at you, right? Especially if it's your opponent, versus utilizing a strategy. Two different things, as you can just say from the very metric. So as you can see, going in, we already have somebody that has no sense of logic or brain power active in their skull. So with that being said, let's go ahead and give it a read. It says, if holding someone on the ground for 4 minutes, not doing one third of your role, I guess, as killer, and getting hooks, then teabagging at the exit gates and pallets shouldn't be considered toxic. So no one is holding you, so that already tells you victim mindset right off the bat. Grammatical errors, of course, as well. They're also claiming that that's not doing 1/3 of your role. But so please explain to us what the other pieces or halves or whatever the fuck of the killer role exists. Please explain it to us. Because that just makes no goddamn sense. And then topping it off, we're talking about strategy versus trying to taunt someone. Two different things. So let's continue. So this person says two totally different things that are not comparable in any way. If you would compare killers humping down survivors and teabagging, you would have a comparison, which is true, because that's the killer equivalent of trying to taunt somebody. That's the same thing. The resident survivor main with the most amount of posts we have ever seen in our lives has arrived, and he says these are totally different. Teabagging is goofy, but doesn't stop the killer from playing or help the survivor win. If anything, it sometimes gets survivors killed. So as you can see, like, mind you, this is the same individual that likes to claim they're not survivor sided, right? Oh, you're biased. Yet he claims that a taunt is goofy, right? And then proceeds to say doesn't stop the killer from playing. Think about the perspective of you saying that. For me, I go, that's a strategy. You're just trying to slow them down. So instead of hooking because you need more time, whatever it is, because to pick up is committing over maybe 10 plus seconds to try to either pick up with the pickup animation. That's already like 3 or 4 seconds. Then walking over somewhere else, that's easily 5 to 8 seconds just from the travel. And the potential for them to get saved and stuff like that. But, you know, whatever. Obvious. We already know that. Okay, continue. This is how so. This is the original poster. They say both are considered toxic in BM. Nope, that's not true. No, like, they're not considered toxic in BM. Both ruin the experience of the other. No, they don't. That's your experience. You should say both ruin my experience. That's what you should be saying, because nobody's running around saying, wow, being teabagged is so crazy. Like, they're not really doing that in the middle of the match. If it's at the end where the killer can't really abandon the match and he has to stand there, and then you hear the, oh, push him out. Like, pushing them out doesn't do anything for you, bro. Like, makes no sense. It's the same, like, it's really interesting because it's like when people say that, and yet you flip it around, right? And they say they're on the ground slugged. Why not just abandon? But the difference is that they have the feature to abandon anytime they feel like, yet killer has to stand there and wait out an endgame collapse. And then if they don't want to do that, then they have to get taunted. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But regardless. Only thing is, one side tries to claim it as a valid strat disguised as a griefing tactic. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's obvious. This is why I look through these sometimes for you guys, because you can see the stupidity in full display. Like, none of this makes any sense. Like, none of this has any basis in reality, has no logic involved. It's just a bunch of nonsense, as you can see. Gen rushing and protection hits would be a better comparison. Yeah, I would say so, because those are strategies. They say another tactic is, and another is just survivor being annoying. What? Oh, okay, my bad. I thought it was in response to this one. No, it's talking about the toxic and BM. And it's like another is a tactic, another is a survivor being annoying. Very true. And then of course, yep, survivor main still crying. Like I keep saying, bro. Like I keep saying. Both the roles being annoying. The killer just tries to lie and say it's not griefing. Like griefing for who exactly? It's called gameplay. Like, come on now. Then of course, yep, resident survivor main, you know, with the million posts want to say, oh, this whole comparison is slugging. Survivors can't get past the killer. Like, come on, bro. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Let's be so for real. Talk about there's no comparison to slugging. It's like, bro, even at the fundamental level, like there's such a lack of intelligence here. Like it's wow. Feels like that Buzz Lightyear clip when he was like, no signs of intelligent life or something like that when going to a new planet. Like that's what it feels like. Something like that. Unless that was a meme, I can't remember. But regardless, talk about it. Sounds like a good enough reason to implement anti-slug. No, it isn't. So they say this is exactly why I avoided on killer, because there's nothing in survivors that make it where I can't play. Damn. So there really are people that just like really want to be the little like party clown in the kid's birthday party. Like that's insanity. The only thing that remotely came close was made for this. That only affected slower killers. Anyone with speed was fine. I'm honestly tired of the strat argument and that devs said yada yada. They said a thing back in 2018 before they realized how utterly depraved a good portion of the killer base will be. Bro, it's like I'm reading like the ramblings of an insane asylum. Like that, none of these people make any sense, dude. They're rambling on about killer players like there's some kind of subhuman class of citizen. Like, what are we talking about? But as you can see, bro, it's like ridiculous. And then he look at the end part here. He's trying to imply that killer players are trying to be hateful in some kind of way, shape, and form. Now, has that happened before? Yes. It goes both ways though. Like both sides have participated in behaviors like this. Like this is not a one person, one sided situation. This is everybody in the community is awful and garbage. Like that's just how it is. This person says slugging isn't toxic. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes the survivor goes down right at a pallet. You need to check for a save. Sometimes the other survivor is about to finish a gen. You need to stop it. Sometimes the survivor's already on the hook. So you slug that survivor to go for the rescuer. Create tons of pressure. Literally. Breaks it down in like 3 sentences. And then this person will go, you never have to slug someone on to death. I'm like, buddy, what are you talking about? Bro went against one person that left him on the ground for like 30 seconds or less and started crashing out on the forums. Like, big dog, calm down. Like, calm down. It is never that serious. Like, go play something else. Go play a Lego game or some shit. It's a little bit more in your wheelhouse. Like, slow down, bro. Not to say that Lego games aren't heat though. Lego games are fire. But I'm just saying, he needs to get on like some Hello Kitty, you know, Island Paradise or something, like, you know, something more akin to his skill level, because like this is kind of crazy. Go play something else, but like, dude, come on now. Need something a little bit more of your speed, because clearly DBD ain't it. Like, you can't even handle a little bit of some pressure happening or a little bit of a challenge when playing the goddamn game. Like, calm down, relax. So, and then there it is. Yep, we just spotted more gaslighting. You guys ready for this? I always point this out for you guys. So they say, if you are genuinely that bad at killer to create pressure without slugging, then you need to do customs with hard bots until you can. What is bro talking about? What is bro yapping about? What is bro yapping about? They say perks alone cover 98% of any weakness one might have on a killer. Yet, you know what's funny is that they never seem to explain how or why. They just make these gigantic, broad claims and that make no sense. Like, what character? Like, they say on killer, like, but which ones? Like, they're not specifying which characters, who's playing the character, how many hours do they have on that character. How much experience do they have? Do they have a win streaks? Like, what do they do on that character? What character is it? What's their MMR level? Like, we're not, like, they just say a bunch of broad nonsense. It makes no sense. And what's funny is that they forget MMR exists when they play killer. They think, oh man, this one match was so easy. It's like, yeah, because you don't play killer. So you're just going to be going against beginners because you're beginner on killer. Like, duh. I don't know, like, why it never crosses their minds that MMR exists. Like, I don't know why. Every time they mention this nonsense, they never remember that. It's like ridiculous. So let's go ahead and take a look here from once again the resident survivor main with a million comments. They say, slugging is intended in certain situations, and again, Sabo teams plenty, taking out full team downs, and they're easily handed to me, but I've never gone into a match intending to never hook anyone. I don't think that part was ever intended to the extent of what we're seeing now, which is the reason so many succeed with it. There it is. You see, this is what I'm saying. Like, this same person was the same one that was claiming they're not a survivor main. Oh my god, what are you talking about? Then they say they're exploiting a system they know is hard to fix. What? With a tactic that's neatly impossible to counter. Brother, the lack of self-awareness is mind-blowing. Like, because survivors exploit systems they know are hard to fix. v.h.s.x and v.h.s.x are a thing. And let alone the fact that some things are not even directly exploits, they're just in the game by base kit. Endurance off hooks, sprint burst, the decisive strikes, dead hards. Every other like sort of bug and bullshit that drops is always getting exploited. Let's look at the Streetwise bug. That was getting exploited up the wazoo. Anytime there's a bug, it's usually like off of Survivor finding some kind of exploit. Let's remember the invincibility locker bug that only Pyramid Head was able to counter. Like, come on now. Let's see. So they say, as for depravity, if I'm being honest, I think they like there to be toxicity and division and downright hatred. I mean, but mind you, this is the same person that has this many posts in one of the most toxic platforms for this game. So I think, like I keep saying, with their lack of self-awareness, they're a part of the problem. And look, another one. It's like political rivalry. What? This, bro, like it's like I'm reading the ramblings of an insane asylum. We're talking about a video game. Huh? It's a video game where we're playing as fictional horror icons and or original monsters going against fictional characters in a party game. Bullshit. What? Like, where does all that come from? Like, then they make up a story saying the Tunnel Sables Day. Huh? Hold up, I gotta look this up. So I did a little bit of some research, and all I could find, like anything that's like concrete, was a resident unk from DBD saying this shit is so stupid. Can we stop blanket stereotyping and hating on people who play certain characters? What an embarrassment. Do better. If we all play Sable, these bitches can't tunnel us all. No, Mega's still smelly. Winky face. So, I mean, it really isn't a lot of information around this. It does seem like it might be a joke. Especially if you look at the actual image, it's got like freaking Uncle Sam pointing at you, saying Tunnel Sables Day on June 7th or something like that. Now, from my understanding, this is probably a meme, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not like there's like a whole group of people crowding up and saying, oh yeah, we're gonna have to do this, boys. Like that, I don't think that's really a thing. I'm just saying. And reading it over, it just says like, camp proud, spread the word, recruit more killers, tunnel hard, no mercy, ignore gens. So to me, it just seems like once again the DVD community overblowing some bullshit. Like, it's insanity, to be honest. People, I guess nowadays can't take a joke. I guess it's my assumption, because I don't think people unironically are trying to promote this or make this an event. I mean, like, let's be so for real. Unless they are, then hey, they're just, you know, then they obviously are just as dumb as the forum users here. But still, I mean, on the surface, I just like it just looks like it looks pretty silly. I don't think that would really be a real thing. Well, let's continue, right? Because notice, like, you know, Resident Survivor Man over here is saying that this is really spotlighting, quote unquote, how gross this community is. But notice that it only is a killer focused post that's being discussed. But never do I see this individual mention how horrible both sides can be. It just, for some reason, it always comes down to the killer, the killer, the killer, the killer, the killer in every single post. I really don't understand that. Look, again, a lot of people who play killer are obsessed with winning. You really can't be that way on Survivor since you're designed to lose more than you win. But a killer can attract a very different sort that if they try enough can win basically every match. So, in other words, like as I keep saying, the bias is very clear with this individual, number one. But two, it's not about trying enough. A lot of the time it's the lack of skill from Survivor players. But never is that nuance ever added, never is that ever included in the conversation, never is MMR ever a thing, never is skill ever a thing. But magically it's always the survivors have to be calm to win. Oh my god, it's so hard to shift W and press spacebar. Oh my goodness. Come on, bro. Like, come on now. Like, come on now, dog. So let's go ahead and take a look at this here. We'll go ahead and read one more, and we'll see if there's any sense of logic or brain power in here. But I don't really sense any signs of intelligent life in here. So, but yeah, I mean, very low IQ. They say this company gets my time. It's not getting my money too. Dog, how much time do you fucking have? Like, brother, do you not have hobbies? You have nothing else you do besides sitting on your ass and typing on the forums. Dog, buddy, pal, buddy. Something I rarely spend money on the game. I also find that extremely hard to believe, because you're sitting here dropping more posts than anybody on here, and you top it off by saying this company gets my time. It's not getting my money too. You're low IQ. Like that's just ultimately what it is, big dog. Yeah, you're just low IQ at that point. Like that, it's insane. Like, it really is insane. It is really insane. And at least this person makes up a good point here, because they say power struggle will like a word. Unless survivor crawls away from the pallet, it makes grabbing them literally impossible. And then he actually shows a video example. Hey, you got to give credit where it's due on.
You can just get them all to 99, and then anytime they try to attempt any type of body blocking, then you just expose and down them.
All right, let's take a look at this.
Just waiting for his protection. Okay, I'm gonna go for him immediately because he doesn't have time to do a power struggle because he just got dropped. Other guy obviously is gonna have power struggle, so if I picked him up, I would just get smacked.
Let's take a look.
All right, and then I will pick you up as soon as you leave the pallet. No, I know you got power struggle. It's like, they're like, he's gonna pick me up, and then I'm gonna power struggle him, and then he's gonna get stunned, and then run and rescue. And at this point, they're like, stomp at their feet. Why aren't you picking me up? Well, you are at a pallet.
So that right there, I mean, is a pretty good example. The mere fact that somebody literally cannot pick up because of the fact that a perk is in play. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, it speaks for itself at that point. And then this person wants to say, one perk is no excuse. I'm like, yes, it is. The reason that people don't pick up or hook is because of at least 10 different perk options. because they choose not to hook because of decisive strike, dead hard, deliverance, shoulder the burden, and then in this case, power struggle is already 5. Then we can also add on the fact that, what else can they get? Oh, I don't know, resurgence. They can get, oh man, I mean, the list goes on. They can get will make it value, which increases the healing of 100%. The list goes on and on. Oh man, it's just like, it's incredible. But they'll constantly make excuses for it though. They'll constantly make excuses. And then this person literally says, see the video, my options are survivor escapes or I bleed them out unless they crawl away from the pallet, entirely up to the survivor. Which, mind you, survivor players have an ego issue, have a problem where they can't just go, hey, I lost the game, let me just crawl out, GG's. No, they have to lay under there and bleed themselves out, then blame the killer for doing the right play. That's literally what they do. Literally what they do. So I'm just saying. So I want to go ahead and ask you guys what you think about the topic at hand today. What do you think of the forums topic today? Let me know your thoughts. Also consider becoming a member on YouTube or Patreon for exclusive content and perks. And I will see you guys in the next one. All right, let's go ahead and read off these wonderful members. We got Patreon, Crow Vader. All my YouTube members, Brando, Evil Blade, Cap Courteous, WTF You're Not J-Lo, Evil Peach, Hargan Falcon, Dole Whip, Noxus, Zero Mocker, Jack, Christian, and Crow Vader. Really appreciate you guys supporting, man. And if you also subbed on Twitch, just know that you got love coming your way too. Appreciate you guys, man.